Greetings everyone and welcome to another video. I know I released a video earlier today, but I have one more that I wanted to do before the end, before our next news cycle gets in and whatever that's going to entail. And so I wanted to talk about two topics today. They're already probably in the description or the title of the video, providing I haven't created something sarcastic and snarky as a video title for this. It happened. Quick note, if I tried to keep Luciel and Charles separate, but they do have the same character models. Oops. All right, so now, real topics. Topic number one. I want to talk about something that's actually kind of near and dear to my heart in doing content for this video, which is something that has sorely just disappeared over the last little bit. And I'm sure other people have noticed it too. JP live streams. JP live streams used to happen pretty much every month for a good long time. And they were really entertaining because people would turn up and just to watch the live stream and get the new information. It was exciting. It was new. I mean, they didn't need to be as long as they were. I wish they were actually a little bit shorter, but I digress. Like the big thing that I want to just touch on here is that JP live streams have almost completely disappeared, and it's bad for a number of reasons. The first reason, which I already covered, but I want to say again, is that it is a uniting thing for the community to come to and know about and be excited about. When you stop doing these live streams, it is more concerning than anything else, because I can't imagine that the live streams really do require that much extra money to produce and get done. I make these videos for almost nothing with very little effort, and I'm sure that they could do some, they have to be professional, but the point being is that the live streams, they were a thing that people got excited about and kept people interested and feeling motivated. And people say like, oh, what about this? They're getting rid of English voice actors. Is that, well, that's cost cutting, but this is something that I think is just almost essentially free advertising and something that motivates other people to do your advertising for you. Doing my recap videos was something that was super fun, and now it's just news videos, and it gives me the impression that they don't care. So when some people are like, hey, does this thing or this thing mean that end of service is coming soon? I mean, I'm more worried about the fact that they just won't even do like live streams anymore to announce characters. It's not even that they will do like as what they were doing before. They won't even do a short version of it. And that sucks. That sucks. The other thing is that those live streams were ways of injecting resources into the community. When they do the live streams, they throw out 2,000 lapis, they throw out some gold, they throw out some other little bonusy things, and it's great. It alleviates a lot of pain. It's great for free to players. Again, people think more positively about that. And when you're stingy as shit about a currency that you effectively control and is essentially meaningless. I know you guys, they can put a price tag on it, but it just looks even stingier and even shittier towards the community. So yeah, this is one of the things I come down way harder on. Another thing is that I think in general, it just shows a much higher degree that you actually care about your product. And if you really need to retool it, then retool it to be shorter and just like a once a month thing. FFBE still does it. Why the fuck can't this game? Other than it's probably in more trouble. This is a bigger sign to me that the game is in trouble than anything that's so far been done. But it is definitely. And here's the other thing that I do want to say about this is that last month, from sensory data or sensory tower or whatever, the data for Wotv was incredibly positive. Wotv actually outsold Ever Crisis and did really, really, really well for itself. It was in maybe even the top, I think, 50 games out there for the gacha market, which is insanely good for a game that's supposedly having trouble. Don't be stingy, don't be cheap, don't be shitty. The community does actually get behind these, and the viewership has stayed roughly the same for years. So that ain't the problem. They'll come to it, and people still get excited about it. So maybe start doing it again, but just shorter. Anyway, now I want to move on to topic 2, which is talking about one of Pechon's videos, because these are a type of video that I don't comment on very often, because it's not super interesting to me. But this month actually was pretty interesting, because what it has to do with is the top 10 guilds and what characters are being run and what is the elemental percent share in the top 10 guilds. So here, I mean, you can get an idea. You can watch this video, go to Pechon's channel and check it out. He basically goes over like map data and talking about like what is effective about where you should place characters and whatnot, height elevations, everything. I think that's really cool that he does all of that. And I'm not going to cut in on any of that stuff because all of that. But what I find interesting is the general placement of characters, because a lot of globalers were like, is Sephiroth really good enough? And this is the point that I guess I want to drive home even more. Sephiroth is the #1 most used character, and I absolutely believe it, as I'm going to show with Arena, hopefully. Provided I haven't fallen too many ranks over the last hour that I've been getting ready to do this video. But you can see the top popularity characters, and even the new version of Shawls. Okay, Luciel is already very, very popular in the top 10 guilds. But this is the thing that was the most fun to me, which is showing off what the elemental percent share is right now from what it used to be. So right here you can see the elements, the kanji for each of them. We'll go up for a second, but I do want to freeze right about here and take a look at this. So this was the previous month, where water was 29%, earth was 20%, ice was 16, fire was 12, 11 for light, 8 for thunder, 3 for wind, and 1% for dark. And now that we've moved into the current month, apparently the elemental share, to say that it's a tad askew would be flipping generous at this point, because now fire actually takes 30% of the meta share, which is Shawls, as well as to a very, very small extent, but really, I mean, Soul, and it's almost certainly like everybody, pretty much everybody is running Sephiroth. Most everybody is running characters like Gilgamesh, Uldoa, and whatnot. Summer Glassy is incredibly popular right now, as well as June. But I think the interesting part too is how much the other elements have sunk. Undoubtedly, Luciel is putting up thunder by herself right now, but Earth, wind, light, and dark have dropped almost to nothing. Light probably only being represented by cloud at this point, and the 3% essentially being ash and mont, but not even too terribly much anymore. It really goes to show just how non the elements are. And it's curious too as to why ash and mont has truly dropped out, whether it's just because you think with Shawls coming along there would be more of a desire to run him. I'm not like, I haven't actually looked in depth about why that is, but it could just be that Sephiroth is what he is. He is ruining a lot of these self-healing type units, and the only way to beat him is essentially join him at this point. And whoever Sephiroth curses better, Sephiroth curse wins in many of the cases. But yeah, Dark has actually hit a 0% meta share, which is really, I mean, it was only from 1% to 0%. Not like an incredible drop off. Light and Earth saw the biggest drop offs, which is super interesting to show what it is. So there, I guess, kind of brings up a question: is Ash and Mont bad now? I wouldn't say no. I would just say that in terms of what people are trying to do right now, there's a lot more urge to push back against fire with water. But Gilgamesh has come along and shown how very, very powerful he is, and that has kind of pushed people more towards that. Especially, I think, with the new version of Shawls, ha 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 ha, Luciel coming out and being so anti-physical, there might be more of an interest pushing towards magic. If I was just basically looking at what has kind of gone on JP, that is essentially probably what we're looking at, barring anything that I just am not aware of. But elemental share is pretty interesting here, and it goes to show how much of a difference the elements that just don't have a brand new character are. And even the elements, some of the elements who do have a brand new character just aren't as, I guess, competitive. And it could be hive mind. It could just be a lot of people are going down the exact same route right now because it's generally kind of successful and aren't necessarily too open to experimentation as opposed to something that is generally just solid. I still do think that cursed runes, anti-disable runes, healing down, probably will become more valuable. But at least for now, it's pretty interesting taking a look at where we are at the beginning of June and just or wait, last week, whatever. Just the shift in power from, I guess we did change month, so that is technically what I said. It's pretty interesting to see where the heck we are right now and where the meta is going and how much it has shifted from, even slightly better. Like, I wouldn't say that it was insanely good in the previous report, but it was generally more even, and now we've gone very skewed to a high percentage. So that brings up a question about what the next character is going to be and what it could potentially do. Because if it is a mage, is it going to be dark? Would that really bring dark back in? Or wind or light or earth? I mean, given that we've gone from, I guess if we were just looking at FFP, we went from earth to ice to lightning. So I don't know. Would the next one be fire? Because that seems like it would be very bad, right? Be interesting to see how the next character comes and changes this percentage share. But yeah, top guilds, some stuff's going down. Anyway, so interesting to say the least. Hopefully you found this interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. And I'll be live streaming tomorrow some stuff on Twitch. Want to come join me and chat about this. See you later.